Thank you for finally getting online. Jesus. I'm barely back, and of course, we're dealing with the same old issues we always do. All right, everybody. Hey, I'm Louis Porter Jr., and you're watching Transparency Agenda Daily. Yes, I'm back. It's been a lot of hectic days off, a lot of craziness, a lot of things going on. Just a very, very busy couple days. So let me get the important stuff out right up first. Yes, Lucas had an eye operation. What they wanted to happen couldn't happen. They were hoping to put a lens in his eye. They couldn't because they said his eye is too oddly shaped. And they said they'd have to sew the lens in the back of his eye, and that wasn't going to be a good deal. So we decided to go a different way with that. So he's back home. He's been back home. He's been back home since Wednesday. He's been okay. He's checked everything out. The doctor's good. I'm good. We're all good. It's all good. So I'm okay with that. Yes, he's been great. We've been giving him his medicine. I got to give him medicine after I get out of this. But today's been very, very tired. But all in all, knock on wood, we're doing pretty well. I've been busy trying to relax, but that didn't really work the way I planned. But if something happens, I'm guessing maybe by Thursday I might have a big, huge announcement. But I guess I'm gonna talk part of the announcement here today, a little later, what's going on. So you'll get excited about that. So yes, I missed everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I know you could have been anywhere else, but thank you enough you came here. So let's start off with some fun and excitement with our Kickstarter. Since so many Kickstarters finished while I was gone, everybody's done well. Top Secret finished, Advanced Races finished, so it's been a lot of fun. Here's one I just found today. This Luminous Echo. I like the way it looked. I like that it's also massively compatible with a lot of different stuff. Dungeons & Dragons 5e, Anima, Pathfinder. I was like, okay, this could be interesting. And it looks beautiful. I mean, the artwork looks amazingly beautiful. I'm like, wow, that's pretty stunning. To the point where I'm like, I'm going to have to go visit some of these artists and acquire them. But this is some beautiful artwork. So if you don't know what it is, you should check it out. It's a really nice piece. Just a really nice piece. And like I said, if it's cool, sometimes it's good to just put cool stuff on. And next up, of course, get this inside. We got all of our Patreon support. Ask a Pathfinder, Clinton Boomer, Every Frame of Painting, Jim Zub, excuse me, Lessons from the Screenplay, Liz Courts, Owen Casey Stevens, Rating Swan, of course, Wright Publishing. Always go check them out. Give them some support. Toss them a buck. They'll appreciate that. It's a buck. Hey, a buck is a buck, man. No one says no to money. Anybody saying no to money, you should slap them around. They're kind of crazy, but I'm not saying no to money. I'm trying to get some money. So boom, there you go. Next up, a little selfish promotion, of course, our New York's Legacy stuff, which is going great, which I appreciate. Thank you for signing up. Everybody's been jumping on recently. I might have an announcement soon, but I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. Even though I did, shave my head to get my focus mode. I'm not sure yet if we're going to be talking about anything yet, but, shh. Next up, Stonemeyer blog. Stonemeyer had two blogs. Stonemeyer Games had two blog posts that I thought were interesting. Number one or number two interesting strategies used recently by game companies. That's always important because it's kind of cool. And they have previews, reviews, and everything in between. And the two tactics. I'm a big fan of the tactics that people could use to do stuff. You should check these out. These are always interesting. Once again, I like the tactics because they help you think of different ways to do stuff with your Kickstarter. So you can try different stuff. A lot of people just do the same old thing with their Kickstarter. It's nothing new and different. But, it's something you should do. You should check it out. You should do something cool. That's just me. That's how I feel. Okay. I'm simple like that. Next up, a little self-promotion. Our Citadel certified stores. Those who are interested, I keep telling people, come on by, sign up. This is important. We're going to keep doing this until we start Kickstarter in October. And we're going to get this, running and going, and get people excited and see what we do. So you can follow the link there. It's there for that. All right. So also with that, what are we going to talk about today? So, all right, today we're going to have a little fun. So this weekend, I went car shopping. I guess I can tell you that part too. Yeah, so I went car shopping this weekend, and I'm looking at a regular condo to purchase as an investment property. So I thought about it. I was like, I'm doing all this cool stuff. Maybe I should tell people what's going on. What's going on behind the scenes, because they don't always get to see the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and they don't always know what's going on behind the scenes. So why am I buying these two things? Even better, how am I paying for these two things? All right. So the condo, that's my real money. I've been my own personal money I've saved up. I wanted to get this condo. Well, not just this one, but a condo for investment property. We're gonna put that aside for a second. We're gonna talk about the first thing, the car. So I need a new car. I haven't had a new car. Okay, I bought my original car in 2004. 2004? Yeah, it was still at Macy's. I bought it in 2004, and I paid it off in like 4 years because here's a little weird fact. I was using the money that I was making online selling products to pay for my car. At the time, my payments were like $375 a month. It was ridiculous. This is when I was young. I didn't know any better. It was my first car I ever purchased myself. I went with the dealership financing. I found out why you shouldn't do that. Learned an important lesson. But once again, I also paid for the car through my sales and my PDFs. So that's right. For you guys who are wondering, yes, my PDF sales bought my car. It was a 2004 Honda Civic, nothing impressive, but I paid for it from my PDFs. But that's the impressive part, We all joke and say, "Oh, there's no money in PDFs. There's no money in PDFs." Well, I bought a car with mine, so I don't know what you do with your profits, of your RPG sales, but I bought a car with mine. And then I had that car till roughly a couple of years ago. Basically, I paid off my car, and the car's a 204, so I bought it 5, and I paid it off. Yeah, so I've had like 8 years without a car payment. So here I am saying, "Oh, I need a new car." So I'm going to get a Honda CRV. I want a bigger car for my stuff and Lucas and stuff. So I said, a CRV is a much bigger car. We'll get a more modern one. And I looked at the pricing. I'm like, okay, I can afford it. And of course, I said, well, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to really focus on paying for this? And once again, I'm like, I'm going to have a company pay for it. I'm going to buy it with the money that I make through RPG Now and drive-through and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, it's like, how many people don't even do something with that money? Some people just do stuff with that money, like they'll spend it on this game or a book or something. They'll spend it on whatever. But I'm like, how many people actually buy things like I'm buying a car with my money, or I'm buying an investment property with my money? I think that's where we need to be as an industry and as focus. I think we need to stop buying, little bitty things. I think we need to buy things that help us as a company or help us long-term as a business person. And if you're saying to me, well, Louis, I don't make that much doing it, then I go, aha, that's the problem. There it is. There's the rub. You don't make enough doing it. So what could you do to make more money? I mean, look, right now, I haven't put out a lot of new products. We've been keeping it very, very slow, very, very, like I say, refined. Well, we're keeping it very, very slow because there's nothing right now that's exciting me. I'm not really excited about anything. Even doing the organized play. Yeah, I like what we're doing, but I'm not like, ooh, I'm so charged about it. Even Starfinder, I'm not as excited as I thought it would be. I like Starfinder. I like the idea. I think it's very good, but I'm personally not like super charged about something. It hasn't gotten me excited. So if I'm not excited, then I'm doing something wrong. So if I'm doing something wrong, I got to change it up a little bit. I got to do something different. I got to get somebody pizzazz. So with that, I said, well, maybe me getting this car will get me more excited because it'll give me more work to do and give me a motivation to make more work. It's like, I'm making a fair amount of money just releasing products that we've released and just skating on our name. And we can do that for as long as necessary. But I'd like to make even more. I'd like to maybe like triple our sales. So I triple our sales, that money becomes something different. Then it becomes like real money. And then I can put that money away on the investment for the apartment and maybe doing upgrades there and stuff like that. But thinking outside of the traditional, I only made like this little amount. Like even let's be honest, if you brought home $250 a month from your PDFs, that's still good money. I mean, that's cell phone money. That's could be lights and water bill kind of money and some stuff, or food money. But I think you should be thinking bigger. I think hey, if I made this $300 a month, maybe it's my car payment. Maybe my RPGs, my stuff pay for my car payment. So that gives you a fundamental thing you can look at and say, look what I bought with it. Here it is. It's right there. You can see it. You can touch it. And you can stop hearing people say, oh, there's no money in this. There's no money in that. I can't make any money in this. So I don't believe it. I never believed that anyway. I'm just not that kind of person. I believe if you know how to hustle and you know what you're doing, you can have amazing things. You can do amazing things. And you can get crazy about the stuff you do. You can break out of the traditional mold of what you'd expect. There's ways to do it. I just think you have to focus on doing it. Or if you're going to save the money, maybe you're saving for college. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're saving for night school. But I mean, you save, if you could save $250 a month for a year, How much is that, boys and girls? Hey, Suzanne Barron, since you're in here, how much money is that, Suzanne? $250 times 12. You know what that is? That's good money. That's what that is. $3,000 if y'all didn't know. But I'm just saying. So it's just amazing to me that you could put away that kind of money. And $3,000 is $3,000. $3,000 is good money, man. That's not like a fake amount of money. $3,000 is a decent amount of money that you could put away. And that's only like $250 a month. You add that to your savings, that's a good thing. If you make a CD out of it, you do really well. So you should be focused on ways to think about long term. I'm like, yes, and I'm much older. I'm now going to be 47 in like 27 days. So, you know, I'm thinking about long term. You know, I have a 7-year-old son, so I've got to find ways to make sure that when he gets old enough to go to college, I'll have enough, you know, investment properties. Because my dream is to have, you know, roughly about, get the math right, in the next 2, 3, 5 years, I have 11 properties. You know, 11 rental properties. Because my dream has always been and always will be, when I generate $10,000 a month in passive income, that means income where I don't have to go to work for it, just comes in. I'm checking out. I'm done. I'm done with work. I'm going to be done with doing stuff for somebody else. I will be, you know, at my house. Was it $10,000 in passive income a month? Dude, that's $120,000 a year. You can live incredibly well like that. And people are like, well, why wouldn't you want to make millions? Dude, you don't have to make millions. Most Americans are not going to make more than $100,000 a year. You making 120, you should be able to do very well. 120, where you've already got it, where the money just comes to you. You don't have to do a lot of work. All the work's been done. You set it up, boom, just comes to you. That's where I want to be at. That's my focus. I want to be at that level. And then really, if that level does really better, if it's great, if I can get some more money coming in, I'll do my comic book thing. I will try stuff with that money. Don't get me wrong. I will travel with that money. I will go spend time in Japan for that money. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to spend 3 months in Japan. Well, maybe, well, depending how Luke is, we'll see about that. But I'd like to do that. Or say, oh, we're going to spend a year in Japan. Boom. We're just going to go to Japan. We're going to go there. We're going to check it out for a year, get the experience, let him get the experience, you know. Dude, man, he'll be 5 years. 5 years, he'll be 12, 13. How many 13-year-old kids can say, oh, yeah, I spent, you know, a year in Japan learning school and traveling and doing all that. I loved it. And then maybe do Australia. Oh, I spent a year in Australia. I've been traveling. You know, get a different view of the world. The world's a big place, man. Why not see a little bit of it? Why not spend some of this money to see a little bit of it? Why don't we just try to do something different? So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Yeah, I know this is kind of surprising for most people. Like, oh, I thought you'd come back and be talking about game stuff. Well, this is part of the game stuff. You know, this is what you should be doing with the money that you get for the game stuff. You know, you should be doing something with it. You shouldn't just be spending it on dumb things. You know, put that money away. Save that money. Think about it, you know? Oh, there you go. See, Sean. Sean got a great idea, man. Real estate is the way to go. The best quote I ever heard about real estate is, you know, hey, man, buy as much as you can. They're not making any more. So, you know, that's what I thought was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. And you can do it. Anybody can do this. You know, look, we all work hard at this, making this fun stuff. Yeah, that's great. But let's not kid anybody. You know, this is about, some people it's about making money, and it should be. Because some people are in business for this. I do it for fun, but it just happens to make me money. I don't think there's a problem with it doing both. I think people would say like, oh, how could you be about the money? But I spend time on this and I got to pay people. Of course I got to be about the money. Only an idiot would not do that. When I'm taking time away from my son and being with him to do this, there better be some kind of outcome. Because I don't know about most people, but I'm a single parent. And if I'm not there with my son, it means no one's there with him. Or he's in watching TV when I could be in talking to him, getting closer, doing all kinds of stuff a great father would do. And if I'm going to sacrifice time to not be with him, whatever I'm sacrificing must be for his better end goal. So that's how I think about that. That's how I've always thought about it. And that's how I've kind of focused my life on that position. So I thought I was going to talk about this book. This is a book I talked about a couple weeks ago. I bought from Five Below, this simple rule for cards game, which I thought was a great idea because it gives you simple rules for card games. Read the rules, see a game, develop it, do a variation, sell the product. That's another thing. So that's something I'm planning to do. I haven't got around to doing that, but I got the book and I talked about it, and I wanted to talk about it today. But I just thought of another book that you put up here. That's a book that I read a very, 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 very long time ago. This one up here. I have to actually go find it now but it's a book that I am a huge fan of. I'm a big component about. I think it is one of the most important books you can ever read or listen to video, or depending how you get it, I listened to this book on, what was it? On back then it was CD. That's right, it was on CD. Now I've got it saved as an audio file. This book is a great book. I am not gonna tell you. You might have heard of this book already, and if you've heard of this book, you can go, oh, you can make sure. Some people don't believe in it. I believe in it very much. I believe this book changed everything about my business. Hold on for a second. I just got to type this in. You know, I'm going to find this fastest typist. But I think this book was revolutionary, at least to me, to getting my ideas about business and what's important in business and how to focus things different. And it really changed it from being just this piece of something to look at to something that's very important. The name of this book is called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a great book written by Robert Kiyosaki. I am a huge fan of this book, and I don't mean that lightly. I mean, I am a huge, huge, huge fan of this book. This is a book that really changed my life. I can't put it any more succinct than that. If I didn't have this book, my business wouldn't be what it was or what it is. Yeah, for me, it changed everything. It did. It just changed everything. Copy. Try to make sure I get the right link for the second book. That Rich Dad Poor Dad really changed it totally up for me. And funny part was this: I didn't read it in the order that you think I did. I read the second book that I'm actually going to send you right now. Well, when I shrink it down, I read the second book first, and then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And Rich Dad Poor Dad still had an effect on me, but this first one really had a super effect on me. The name of the book is called Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant, Guide to Financial Freedom. Now, when you read this book, it is a serious, serious book. I can't tell you how important I thought this book is. Well, let's check it out. Yeah, Cash Flow Quadrant changed how I did business and got me to understand what my position was in my company. Because too many people are trying to be, and I mean this in the nicest, most friendliest way, kind of. But too many people want to be the superstar in their own business. I don't want to be the superstar in my business. I want other people to be the superstar in my business. I want other people to go out there and do awesome stuff in my business. I want to sit back and do the one thing I'm good at: organize stuff, tell about cool things, and help put it out. That's all I'm good at. That's all I should be focusing on. That's all I want to do. Let the Jeff Lees, let the Michael McCarthy's do all the stuff they're great at, doing the writing, being creative. I'll give them a cool, here's an idea I'm going with. Here's an idea I'm going with. Go with it. And let them just go. And when they get it back to me, it's like, okay, let's make it look pretty. Boom, it looks pretty. Ta-da! That should find out where you work in your business and just stay in that spot. Just stay in that spot. Don't try to get out. Don't try to be everything. Because everybody tries to do that. Everybody tries to do, well, I'm a good writer. I'm a good editor. No. Pick the one thing you're good at. Focus on that thing. Boom. And just run with it. I'm good at finding artists and making graphic design. I'm saying they're both connected. So that's what I do. I do it very well. I don't need to try to write. I'm a horrible writer. God, man, I can't put a sentence together. And I don't care if I can't. It doesn't affect me. People are like, what do you mean it doesn't affect you? Because I hire good editors to fix the words that I'm saying. So when I say something, blah, and I put it in the paper, like, oh, it makes very much sense. Of course, it makes total sense. When I write it up, it's like it's a mishmash. It's like, blah, it's like half a language. But I don't focus on my weaknesses. I focus on my strengths. Where are my strengths? Layout, getting art. Where's my weakness? Editing. What do I do with my weakness? I hire somebody to fix those. And that's how you should be thinking about this. That should be your focus. Cash Flow Quadrant has a lot of ideas and concepts that people will find hard to understand initially. But I'm telling you, if you seriously want to change your life, and you seriously, I didn't put it over here, seriously want to change everything you want to be in life. I put the wrong thing there. Oh well. You gotta read it. Cash Flow Quadrant is an amazing, 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 amazing book. And I can't thank it enough. I think it is exactly the book that people should be reading. And if you haven't read it, just go pick it up, get the audiobook, listen to it a couple times. Because the first time you'll be like, what? I listened to it so often, I knew I knew it memorized backwards and forwards. And I haven't listened to it in a couple of years because I basically live it now. But you should listen. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. Get it the audiobook or find the book, read it, whatever. It's not that expensive. Go read it. Learn something important from it. Use it in your life. I mean, that's it. All right, that's it. I'm getting out of here. I got nothing to do. Well, that's not true. I got to find some stuff for the house. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, got to do that stuff right now. So I'm going to do that stuff. You all going to have a good night. As always, subscribe to us over on YouTube or subscribe to us here on Facebook. First thing you got to do, of course, tell your parents you love them, tell them you miss them, tell you're thinking about them. They'll appreciate that. Tell your kids, your family, your stepchildren, whatever. Give them a hug and kiss. Tell them they're amazing. Tell them that you think they're amazing. They can do anything they want. That's important. It's good for them to hear that. And with that, I'm out of here. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some more new stuff. I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Yeah, I didn't do my walk today, but it was raining, and I didn't want to get out that stuff. But I'm getting out of here. Got to do some work. You all have a good evening, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Yeah, that's right, tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, as always.